Hey guys, you're welcome once again to All Table Shakers. I am so happy to be here today. I'm gonna be doing this by myself. It's supposed to be like a long video, but then I will try as much as possible not to take your whole time. What I want us to talk about today is how a Christian should approach election in Nigeria. How a Christian should approach election in Nigeria. You might have heard a lot of things about election, and part of what you might have heard is you need to pray. You can change the mind of the anybody that end up being elected into office, and you might also have had something like Omonola and Rosina, which is you can only conquer the devil by the devil. You know what I mean? Or the demonic system by the devil. So itself. So there's so much things that you might have heard, but today I want us to just look at. Let's take a sit back and just discuss how should I, approach this election. How should I vote? What should govern my voting, mentality? The first thing I want to point out here is this. We can all agree that election has its own consequence. It's either the result of the election, or the people we elected into power end up leading us into suffering and hardship, or lead us into joy and comfortability. So the election or whoever we elected into the office really matters. And the second thing we must also come to understand is that Nigeria political party or the political system is not governed by any idea. And that's the reason why every 4 years we see a candidate coming up with their own agenda, 7 point agenda, 5 point agenda, 3 point agenda, all those manifestos and all those things. But unlike America, that that if you are voting for party A or party B, there are some certain things that they stand for. Even if the person that is now coming out to lead the party or to win the vote of the party to rule the country is also having some of the things that it will do in addition to what the party actually holds. So we must also come to that realization that look, Nigerian party system, political party system, does not have anything, does not have any idea that actually governs them. And it is so wrong. It is extremely wrong and very, very dangerous. And not only dangerous, it's very, very delicate because we cannot sustain it forever. So, how should we now approach election as a Christian in Nigeria? I think the first thing I want to say here is that pray. Number one, pray for Nigeria. Pray for the success, pray for the deliverance, pray for the breakthrough, pray for, the excellence of Nigeria. And I say excellence, I'm saying that both the people and the resources and the system itself. Pray for the excellence of Nigeria. The second one is this. Now, as a Christian, we are talking as a Christian, right? We must know that you cannot be doing the devil's bidding and expect God to give you a hand to that. What I mean by that is this. You cannot say that you are a child of the devil and expect God to be clapping for you, to be hailing you. No, it's not possible. Your choice is your choice. And some of you might say to me that, but the Bible says that the heart of the king is like a stream in the hand of the Lord. Yes, it's true. But God did not make us a robot. When the kings have been, put in place, He let them live out their, plans. And that's why you will have kings like Ahab, you will have kings like Hezekiah, with different way of doing things. Does that mean that their heart is not in the hands of God? It is absolutely, their heart is still. He created every one of us. So we must understand that part. So when you are about to vote, don't vote for a devil expecting a godly man. Don't vote for uh, uh, the works of the devil and expect the work of God to, come out. So that's the first one. And then secondly is this. The pastors, I have this for you, that please and please let us dissociate ourselves from affirming any politician, at all. Let's dissociate ourselves from affirming them. If they come to our congregation, let us tell them what the truth is, what is going on actually in our community, in our society, because we can see to the grassroots of what is going on in our environment. But they can't, because they are so busy with, going around or doing all those things. They may not even know what is actually the problem is. What the problem is. So let us speak directly to them instead of calling them up to say that, let me pray for you, this and that. No, don't worry about the prayer. It is not a prayer they need. They need to hear what is going on in the society. And you don't need to give them a special seat, or you don't need to welcome them specially. Just do what is needed for you to do to ensure that the people you are speaking to heard you correctly. The fourth thing I think we should do as a Christian is this. When you vote, whoever you vote for, don't fold your hands and clap for injustice or anything that is not good at all. When they do something that is not right, call them out. Hold them to the highest standard. Ensure that you are not condoning, lackadaisical attitude. You are not condoning, laziness. You are not condoning injustice. You are not condoning any form of bad governance. Instead, you hold them to accountability. You hold them to the highest level so that they will know that they owe you something. I've seen a lot of people trying to sugarcoat what is going on. Let's call a spade a spade. People are suffering, and that is what we know. It is suffering. That is the grassroots. That's how the grassroots are feeling it. It may change tomorrow, but it does not mean that we should be quiet. If it's not favoring the people, let's call a spade a spade. Let's tell the government, this is what you are doing wrong. And that can be done when you know that irrespective of who I voted for, I am still a citizen and you are still accountable to me as a citizen of Nigeria. And before you vote, now you must look at the antecedent of the person. This is where I have issues with a lot of pastors. I remember the last election we had in Nigeria. There are so many people are saying that which means that you can only, like I said earlier, you can only conquer the devil by the devil, So, and you voted for Omoino, and you are expecting Omolorun, like you're expecting a child of God. You voted for suffering and you're expecting comfort. Does that make any sense to you? So you 100% accept what your decisions is. If your decision is to go with the devil, then you need to know that you need to accept that as a fact. That is where your leaning is, and that is what will happen in the long run. And then the Bible says to us in Romans chapter 13, that Romans 13 verse 1 says that let every person be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authorities except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Now, when you hear this and you ask the question, so which does that mean that every government that come into power is ordained by God? The answer is yes. But what kind of ordination are we talking about? Like I said earlier, God will not choose for you. The Bible says that I have shown you, oh man, what is good and what is wrong. Choose today who you want to serve. But as for me and my family, we will serve the Lord. You know what I mean? So what that is telling you and I is that God will respect what you have chosen, even though He's God, but He gives you the autonomy to actually choose for yourself where you want to go. So the heart of a king is in the hands of God, and the heart of every one of us is also in the hands of God. And he will use that king in whatever way, shape, and form he feels he wants to use the king. But definitely, God, you will not sin. That's the essence of it. You cannot sin and expect that you will go scot-free. If you do something wrong, you are definitely going to pay for it. So, does that mean that God is not merciful? God is actually merciful. And that's the reason why every 4 years is giving us another opportunity to choose again something that is right. So, how should we vote? Look at the people, pray for the excellence and the success of Nigeria and Nigerian system. Ensure if you are going into politics, the first thing you should do is that, what will this party stand for? Let them tell you what the party stand for, that you can hold on to and say that my party stands for this, this, and this. And so that when people want to vote for you, or when people are voting, they vote based on the fact that this is what the party stands for, and this is what this person is bringing to the table in conjunction with what the party stands for. So I believe we can try to do this. We will not only encourage people to come to politics, but we will also ensure that we have credible candidates that can represent the interest of the people. Thank you so much for watching to this very moment. I hope you've been blessed. I'll be having this kind of talk every now and then, every week. Sorry we've not been out for the past 2 weeks now. We are trying to work on something huge. We are actually working on something extremely huge, and I'm so happy about what is about to come. But before then, I am happy that I'll be looking at some literally 2 things that might be the issues that we are going through individually or in church-wise, something that you may be asking yourself. So does it mean that God did not talk to my pastor when he said that it is Peter Obi that is the president, or it is Tinubu that is the president, or it is Atiku that is the president? Does that mean that God did not talk to him? We will all unravel that later. Thank you so much once again, and stay glued to this channel. Please, if you have not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. If you are yet to share, please share with your friends and family. If you need to, comments below, in the comment section below. Let your comment be respectful and very polite. Thank you, and God bless you.